Hello and welcome back to Bourbon Barrel Talk. I'm your host, Scott Minton, and we are back in the Brock Bourbon Bar, and we are drinking bourbon. Bourbon.
We did bourbon.
We love bourbon. We love bourbon. All right, I like it. Johnny's got a cheer for us. M&M, Maker's Mark. We are drinking some weeder. This is their special wood finishing series. This is the 2023 limited release BEP. So I'm trying not to look. There are actually tasting notes on this. So
yeah, that's why I turned it away from you.
Yeah, so I don't want to look at it as Tim just shakes it around right on the thing. So
it wouldn't be a Tim episode if he didn't actually grab a bottle and turn it on the table.
That's the first time he's done it tonight.
So what's this?
I know, for real. Anyway, so
that's a dick drop.
So Tim, then I'm not gonna get your tasting notes then, since you've cheated and read it.
Maybe it doesn't taste like this.
Listen, okay, so then you give me your notes that aren't on there. How about that?
See, hold on.
Si, senor. All right, so we're gonna enjoy this bad boy. Get him a tasting wheel. Got the nose going.
Does anybody know how long this was in the barrel?
Most makers are in that 7-year range, so I'm just assuming that's kind of where this
Some
falls.
6, 8, somewhere in that ballpark. I mean, they're pretty much non-age stated.
Yeah, they're non-age stated, but I think the general rule for makers is that 6 to 8 year, bourbon. So that being said, I'm going to say it's around 7 years old.
A
little less,
fair average,
a little more. Yep.
I am not shocked that this is a weeder. It's got all those flavor notes.
Oh, it does. Oh, what? Well, tell us, Mr. Tsunami. What are you getting on the nose?
I'm getting a nice little bit of a charred nut. I'm getting a vanilla caramel.
Like nuts. Like what kind of nut?
D's nuts.
D's nuts. Tim got in there.
Oh man, that was a volleyball serve to me that Tim just said denied and spiked it down on
Sorry.
Man, look, I love all the sports ball analogies you've been getting it with.
Well, I can't do Lord of the Rings analogies apparently.
I mean, you can do them.
A hater,
but we're going to call you out
Listen,
on them.
You can do it all you want. Just don't think you will not get ridden on.
Especially if you get it wrong.
If you say something about Harry Potter, I won't tease you one bit. But you, Lord of the Rings, good Lord.
Harry Potter is Star Wars with wands.
You're right, absolutely, 100%.
That's a weird proof. 110.7.
110.7. Okay. Look at Tim. Tim can read. I love it.
A little high. Actually, that's floating around a lot of their cask strength releases.
That's real close to their cask strength. But so it is cask strength, right? It's not.
It doesn't say anything about it.
It's got to be because it's an odd number. If it was proof down, it would be proof to 110 even or 105 even or 101 even or whatever.
Cask on the bottle.
I know, but I'm just telling you, it's cask strength. You can say whatever you want to say. I'm just saying, I'm giving my professional opinion that is cask strength.
It has 10 virgin toasted American oak staves.
10 virgin.
The virgin ones.
Virgin ones.
I think that plays along right with
extra tasty
with the 76 the wood finishing series.
Yeah.
Usually they put those 10 staves in there. I did actually learn how they put those staves in there, which is really interesting.
Yeah. Why don't you explain it to us?
Well, they have different flavors of the staves. That are different types of wood that you can put in there, but they have just short, probably about 2-foot staves. That has some little lock mechanism that they have on the inside of the barrel. It just locks into place.
Are they honeycombed?
No.
Are they cut into little pieces?
No. They're just, it's like a stave.
Listen, I'm just going off stuff from previous episodes that I've heard you say.
No. From what I saw whenever we were doing the tour, not super long ago, it was just like that. They actually showed us what it looked like.
A little vanilla, a little caramel, a little cinnamon.
I'm getting prominent wood sugars.
Prominent wood sugars. What are you reading that off the barrel or off the bottle?
Vanilla, caramel, little sweetie spice.
Sweetie
spice.
It's got that. I went ahead and took a pull. It's got that cinnamon toast crunch with milk kind of vibe going on.
Cinnamon toast crunch. Mm-hmm.
With milk?
Like the sweetness of the cinnamon toast crunch with a little bit of that creaminess of the milk. If it kind of sits in milk a bit. That's what I'm getting.
Kind of like a little bit of soggy lipness there going on.
Not soggy like a
soggy biscuit, like a limp biscuit.
If you say a hair in a biscuit, I'm going to fucking punch you. God, asshole.
asshole.
A little
I'd be
mother's.
more worried about a Limp Biscuit than a hair in a biscuit.
It's like a little mother's milk after she drank 2 bottles.
And
of
notice
this.
he got offended by the soggy versus the limp.
Yeah, soggy biscuit.
Hey, I'm already used to one of those things, so I'm just going to throw soggy out the window.
Vanilla, cinnamon, a little bit of caramel.
Yeah.
There is a odd fruit note in here.
That's what I've been trying to work on.
I'm trying to grab it. Kind of like
Apricot, possibly?
So I wouldn't put it quite on a stone fruit as much as I would like so I would put it on like maybe like one of those weird like really, really like tart cherries.
Okay.
But I could see where you say apricot. But for me, I'm getting like, what are those cherries? The Bing cherries. Are the Bing ones the ones that are kind of like pinkish, yellowy, out of the like bag?
I think so. I don't know. I've never had one.
Okay.
I can see that.
Here's one note. Just because recently I have been eating them, and so things that you've had recently that you can tend to marry
Tied
to
to memories, right? Yep.
I've been eating some dried mango fruit, and I'm weirdly enough just getting a hint of that. It could come out as the apricot because it's a stone fruit, but it being dehydrated in like concentrate.
Yeah. So when I think of like that concentrated, that dried mango, I think of a much sweeter than this, but I don't hate that description. Like I said, I'm more leaning towards like something that's a little bit more tart. When I think of like that, I think of really, really sweet. Almost, and listen, this is going to sound really weird. Almost like an unripe pineapple.
Yes.
Okay.
I mean, I've had one before, so that's why I'm trying to place that. But I don't hate that.
Yeah, it's good, but it's different.
It's like that subtle sweetness that is youthful. That if you've had like not fully ripe fruit, that you get that off of. I can see that.
So I've never had unripened pineapple because you're supposed to turn it upside down and sniff it to see the ripeness.
That's what you do on a first date.
That's what I do. I turn it down and sniff it.
Definitely a little.
How
about this for a spice?
Before Scott buries his head in it.
I
Cardamom.
I don't hate that. I do like that baking spice. Like I said, it's got some cinnamon. The cardamom would marry well in there. I don't quite get nutmeg, so I definitely get where I'm picking up what you're putting down, Tim. I like that.
There's some tobacco.
Yeah, there's definitely some tobacco. Yeah.
It's a traditional Kentucky bourbon.
Yeah. Man, I just wish I could pick up that fruit. Like I said, it's like that weird tarty, like cherry-esque.
But it's
that,
not
like
sour. It is tart.
Yeah, it's tart. Yeah. It's not sour. And like I said, it's like if you cut a pineapple, like a fresh pineapple that wasn't like, how they get like when they're like sort of green, but they maybe like one or two spots are brown, like where it's starting to ripen. That's what I equate it to.
I know we had talked about rhubarb on a previous episode. You don't think it's that, do you?
It's like whenever I say I never get blueberries, like I would never be able to distinguish rhubarb from another thing. Yeah. I am eating more blueberries now because I've been trying to train myself to get that flavor profile.
Do blueberries smell for you?
I still don't smell anything with blueberries. I really don't. But the more I eat blueberries, though, like I think it's more of an earthy sweet than a regular sweet. So it's one of those weird like things.
I think it's also whenever it's like picked. How ripe is it?
Yeah, I'm sure it's 100% that. But like I said, my wife's been buying a lot of blueberries lately, and I keep like eating them, smelling them, eating them, smelling them. Different stages, like brand new, like when she brings them home, eat them, smell them. As they get older, a couple of days, eat them, smell them. So
it's
I'm trying to distinguish.
70% corn, 16% wheat, 14% malted barley.
Yep, that's pretty standard for some old makers. Pretty much their normal mash bill.
But we all can agree it's definitely a dried fruit.
I wouldn't go dried because when I think of dried fruit, I think of really, really sweet fruit. Because typically, when you air dry or something like that, you get a lot of sugar. Yeah, gets it. I'm gonna put a couple drops of water. I'm gonna give Barbara a nod here.
Oh, and it is a cast strength because it's 110.7.
Ah, wow!
Somebody feels vindicated.
It's almost like somebody knows something around here.
Awesome.
All right, water opens up like almost like a little pepper on the nose, like white pepper, but the fruit's starting to come through more too. All right.
Drops going in, swirling.
Oh, whole nother level of like weird sweetness, and it's getting more floral. Don't hate it though.
They won't say how long was in the barrel.
Other than the cellar age, the newer stuff that's coming out.
Even then, I mean, they did label it on the side, but it's a blend.
Yeah, but it's a blend of what, like 12, 13, 14?
11, 12.
11, 12. I knew it was something like that, but I hadn't read it, but I knew that it was an older double digit.
It's definitely more floral, but I'm actually pulling more the cherry now with the water there.
Yeah.
It kind of shifted that from that, I don't know how to describe an apricot, but like that bitter sweetness to more of that tartness for me with the water.
It's weird. It's almost like a florally cherry, like cherry blossom. Like if I could imagine what eating the flower on a cherry tree would taste like.
I mean, I have that, but then also I get kind of that. If you get a certain brand of the cherry pie filling, the one that actually is the more like intact cherries, that get you a little bit more tartness than the sweetness.
Yeah,
that's what I'm kind of picking up on this.
Okay, a little bit of a cherry pie.
Yep.
I get a little bit about what you're saying there, but it's still almost like it's not sweet enough at that point. Like it's more floral.
Right. That's why I was trying to like, at least say that, not the sweeter ones that like dump sugar in it like no tomorrow.
I mean, kind of like a vanilla root beer on the back a little bit. Like it just came out of nowhere.
Mine's empty now, so I can't even go back to revisit to even check that. But vanilla root beer?
It's the vanilla is coming through, but like that root beer is like a vanilla flavored root beer has that
Did you add water
creaminess
to it?
I did add water to it, yeah. So like before, I was saying that it had that kind of cinnamon toast crunch sugared milk without the water, and then this one is still I'm still getting that.
Man, I'm sorry, dude. I'm not.
Maybe I just taste was off tonight. I don't know.
I'm not picking up that root beer at all. What are you getting after the pull, Nick? I mean, are you right there with me, or?
Yeah, I mean, I get that floral. I don't want to say it's like a rye pop, but it gets that floralness.
Yeah.
In there, that kind of and the sweetness has gone totally. It does not linger. Well, actually, let me rephrase that. I still can get a little bit of mouthfeel on the side of the mouth and side of the tongue, but more front mid, but nothing on the back palate or collarbone, anything like that.
Right. So, Tim, what's the bottle say the tasting notes are? Get close. Dive in on that mic, man. Get in there.
Wood sugars, vanilla, caramel, sweet spice. And then in the reviews, at the end, you're supposed to taste dry cinnamon. And in the smell, you're supposed to smell brown sugar.
Huh.
But it's a very good
We
bottle.
hit most of it.
What does this cost?
I think those MSRP, around $79.99?
No,
those are like 65 to 69.
Okay.
I'd pay that and double that.
You'd pay double that?
Yeah, that's good.
You love weeders, though. I mean, you're a big weeder guy, so I can see where that's the case.
At least you didn't say wiener.
Well,
weeder.
We already had that discussion earlier.
We never
Bourbon.
I've never heard anybody say Tim and Big Wiener in the same sentence.
You haven't met someone you know.
Oh goodness. Anyway, solid pour. I definitely prefer this neat. Tsunami.
Neat.
Tim, you neat or water?
Oh, he's thinking now.
I'd go both ways on this one.
Really? I heard that. I'd go both ways on this one.
When you like the Wieners, you usually do.
Wiener.
Because I follow mine with Coke, and
Yeah.
you throw a Coke after it, and more sweetness comes out.
Yeah.
Right.
Not like a vanilla
Right.
caramely, but like a sweet, like fruity sweet.
Absolutely. No, I'm picking up what you're putting down. I can appreciate that. You like it both ways. There we go. I appreciate that. Well, I think that's our review of Bourbon Barrel Talk. That's our 2023 limited edition Makers BEP. If you want to find us, you can find us on Facebook, Instagram, or the X. If you want to send us a message, you can do it in any of those places, or you can email us at bourbonbarreltalk@gmail.com. Make sure you hit the subscribe button and share to everyone, your friends, your family, everybody else. This is Scott, Tim, Nick, and Johnny Tsunami signing off. Peace.
Prost.
I think I need a bigger boat.